Good evening, family. It is Thursday, the 26th of October, and we are heading towards the full moon eclipse in Taurus, with Mercury conjunct Mars in opposition to Jupiter, and shortly after, Venus trine Uranus. Transformation. The shamanic depth of the soul, recovering lost parts of ourselves that we have lost into fear, into things that have died, reclaiming our life, letting go of the things that have died, in order to gain new wisdom, new fortune, a new pathway. Join me, family. Show me your names on the screen. Let's have some fun. Let's lift up the vibe. Boom. Here I am. This is Savage Entogenetic, and this particular track is called Ani Kuani. A bit of shamanic vibe for the Scorpio season. We are in Scorpio season, family. We are in Scorpio season. Let me zoom in the camera. Let me fix it up here. There we go. Hello, brother Robert. Hello, Kylie. Show me your names on the screen, family. Let me know who's here with me. Okay. Intense times. Hey, hello, Jenaline. Hello, Kelly, Jess. It's good to have you with us again. Yes. Here we are in Eclipse season, in Scorpio season. Shalom, Mima. Sending you love. Hello, MJ. You made it. Thank you, MJ. Thank you. As always, we're gonna spread love and send love to all people on planet Earth, to all the hearts, to all the souls. We are the warriors of love, the agents of love, and we are embodying love, embodying light. And even in this time of chaos and wars and all these things that are happening, we're still gonna maintain our love vibration. Hello, Breeze. Hello, Honeybee Blossom. Hello, brother Barat, Rukshika, and Trishan. Awesome. So, welcome to Scorpio season, family. Scorpio season, the times of great transformation, the times of facing fears in order to transform them into love, facing the darkness in order to transform it into the light, uncovering the hidden, digging into the unconscious, the psychic surgery, the psychotherapy, the psychiatric, the psychic, the tarot reader, the medium, the channeler, the intuition, the ability to see beyond the unseen, the ability to recover parts of ourselves that we have lost at some time in the past, the energy of letting things die with love and birth things with love, the energy of passion, of intense desires, the energy of deep emotional intimate connections, the energy of intimacy, the energy of transcendence, of orgasm, of enlightenment, of the phoenix rising, which is the result of us having the courage to face the fear, to face the unconscious, to understand what is really holding us in the background. What is it that is holding us back from the life that we want to live? Thank you, Savage. We're bringing up the Mahamritanya mantra, the mantra for peace and healing for us and for all of this beautiful planet, and to all of the beautiful people who live on this planet. In case you forgot it, yes, there are beautiful people who live on this planet. Beside the crazy things that you watch on your social media and your news, there are billions of people who are beautiful people, loving people, seeking peace people, and we must remember that. Hello, Jennifer M. My pleasure. Hello, Anna, Rukshika's mother. Namaste. Good to have you here with us. And so it's an interesting energy we're gonna talk about. But I've already gave you the kind of the main ingredients of the dish, but of course it's much more complex than that. So hopefully everyone went through this week in a good way. Let me take the Mahamritanya mantra a bit down. There we go. Hello, Roll King, the one and only. Hello, Gali and Rowena, my beautiful family. Hello. So good to be here. Looking forward. Yay. We're gonna share some wisdom. We're gonna share some knowledge. We're gonna share some insights. As always, under the guidance of the stars in a collective awareness, conscious awareness way. Reminding you all that not all of it will fit all of you. Some of it will fit that person. Some of it will fit that person. Because we are talking in a general collective way, and this collective astrology is playing with each one of us differently, because that depends on our own birth chart. So always the best thing to do is to take the collective astrology and to correlate it to your birth chart. So in this current astrology, we will say that if you have any planets in your birth chart between the 5th degree and the 11th degree of Scorpio and Taurus, this full moon eclipse will affect you more significantly, and I am one of them, as always. No wonder I'm decided to have the mission of sharing astrology guidance with everyone. Over the last few years, I've been nailed by the astrology. And that's the main thing. But of course, also if you have the Aquarius Leo 5 degrees to 11 degrees, then your planets there will be square in this eclipse, which I have as well. I'm having lots of not so great fun, but we always know that it's always for better. All the transformation is always for better. Hello Jules, welcome. Good to have you here with us. Last week I spoke quite a bit about the situation that is going over there, where there is all the dark news. And because I spoke about all those things, the amount of views were very small. And so obviously on YouTube there is quite a significant censorship right now about those sensitive subjects. So I won't be talking about that too much, but you could refer the astrology to the ongoing over there. And of course it's a part of it. So, what is going on? Hey, hola hermano Hector, you're finally coming back to us. You're in Dublin, coming back to Australia. Awesome, have a good Irish beer there in an Irish pub. Maybe connect with our sister from our community. Who is there? We have two sisters that are back in Ireland. Oh my god, I forgot her name suddenly. I will remember, I'll let you know in the chat room. But yeah, have fun in Dublin, safe travels, and enjoy your time there, Hector. I can't wait to see you again. Cooking with Kaz. Love your vibes. Newish to the channel. Love to all. Awesome Cooking with Kaz. We love you too. Keep on spreading the love, everyone. That's fantastic. You see, the more love we spread, the more love we have. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's magical. And we need it in this time. So let's scan the chart, but before that, actually, let's do the right thing and say love and gratitude as always to the Patreon community for supporting me and this service that I do. If you wanna help me for free, unconditional free support, all you need to do is press like on this movie, subscribe to the channel, press on the bell icon so you get notifications, and of course share it with your friends, with your family, whoever is in need, whoever is interested, and that will be a great help for free. If you want to support a bit more directly, you can join our patreon.com/healingdelight. This is a community hub. Through that we have our Telegram chat rooms, and this is where I post the sound healing meditations for every new moon and full moon that I record on the day to our community. But now Patreon have made an upgrade, so even if you're not a member of our community but you wanna receive the recording of the sound healing that I do for the full moon and the new moon, you can purchase it as a standalone product. So you can just go to you go to patreon.com/healingdelight, and over there you could just purchase the sound healing for the new moon, for the full moon every month. That's if you don't want to join our community and you want to get the sound healing. But if you want to join the community and the sound healing, you can have them both by being a member of the community, which will be greatly appreciated. Other than that, sound healing meditation is coming up on this full moon eclipse on Saturday, this coming Saturday, 7 p.m, the 28th of October, 7 p.m. at Here Yoga. Very powerful sound healing. You better come and join me. It's going to be really, really good. And then following that, actually next Tuesday there won't be sound healing for the public because there's a private beautiful group of friends that have asked to come as a group. So if you ever want to do that as well, you're more than welcome to contact me. A beautiful group of friends celebrating a birthday to one of their friends, so all of them coming together, and we're going to do a sound healing for her. And so that's also available if you ever want to do something like that. So yeah, this coming Saturday, 7 p.m, here yoga, full moon eclipse in Taurus. I'm a Taurian. You want to be with me on a full moon eclipse in Taurus in sound healing, believe me. So now, let's scan the charts. But before that, one more thing. Private healing sessions. We are in Scorpio season. It's time to dig deep. It's time for transformation. Time for deep healing. Emotional healing, mental healing, time to really kind of shed off and let things die and clear and release fears and traumas and pains, and to see what's underneath, what's going on. So if you need that and you want that, I'm here for you. You can just book yourself in for private healing sessions and it will be my pleasure. The link for all the bookings can be found in the blurb of this movie, clinical.com/healingthelight. No, yeah, something like that. You will find it there. But it's also on all the biographies of our social media. And that is it for announcement. Let's go into astrology. So, as we can see on the chart, on your 3 o'clock right now, this is for right now, we are in Scorpio season galore. Mars is on the 9th degree, 41 minutes of Scorpio. Mercury right behind him on the 6th degree, 43 minutes of Scorpio. And the Sun that entered Scorpio 2 days ago on the 2nd degree, 41 minutes of Scorpio. So we have a very active for sure, because Mars is there, very mental, Mercury is there, and very soul transforming, the Sun is there. So very, very bombastic Scorpio season is starting, and we're starting it with the full moon eclipse in Taurus. The south node of the moon, 2454 of Libra, Venus down here on the 16th degree of Virgo, Juno, 3rd degree Virgo, Black Moon Lilith with her, 2nd degree Virgo. On your left, at your 9 o'clock, we've got Uranus on the 21 degree, 48 minutes. Jupiter, 1133. Jupiter is a big player this week in the astrology. North node of the moon in Aries, 2454. Aries, 2437. Chiron, 17 degrees. That's the Aries party. Right now, as we speak, the moon is at the end of Pisces, 29 degree, 30 minutes Pisces. And so 8 hours ago, at around midday, 12 p.m., the moon was together with Neptune in Pisces. So today you might have maybe you felt emotionally sensitive. Maybe you're processing some sensitive emotions. And that's what the moon is doing for us in Pisces every time it comes here. Saturn on the 0034 minutes of Pisces, and Saturn, this is the last week of Saturn retrograde. Next week when I'll come back at you, so not this Saturday, next Saturday, the 4th of November, Saturn station direct. And so Saturn energy is now starting to really be felt louder, because when a planet is slowing down to its stationing, all his energy is felt even more intense because it's just sustained energy. Pluto on your nearly 12 o'clock is on the 2756. Pluto stationed direct 3 weeks ago on the 53rd minute, 53 minutes of Capricorn. So in the last 3 weeks since Pluto went direct, it only moved 3 minutes, astrological minutes. So Pluto energy is still felt quite strongly. And that's the scan of the sky. Now, if we're already at Pluto, let's just mention that Pluto is still squaring the moon nodes. There is only 3 degrees, so it's not the exact square we had a few months ago. But the 3 degrees is still a square. So humanity is still in that kind of like confronted and challenged by Pluto in Capricorn, that is breaking down any structures, any governance, law and order, systems, characters, identities, Capricorn, responsibilities, karma. Karma is ending here, and it's squaring the nodes, south node in Libra. So things that are unfair, things that are unjust, things that are not balanced, things that are disturbing the balance, things that disturb the harmony, things that you've brought with you from the past. That's the South Node. And it's not just the past of this life, but past lifetimes. Things that you brought with you is kind of like, hey, listen, Pluto is kind of saying, hey, listen. We are now in a self-mastery graduation ceremony, ritual, exams. And if you want to evolve with me into 19 years that I'm gonna be in Aquarius, birthing and transforming a whole new future, then while I'm here in Capricorn, we're gonna have to break down and destroy anything that you brought with you from the past. And Libra rules relationships as well. So anything you brought with you into the present moment from the past relationships, the way you handle the system, the legal system, the law enforcement, the government, and the way you treat yourself, if it's in balance, if it's in harmony, if it's in equality, if there is like all those beautiful things. If it's not in balance, so if a relationship is not in balance, it's not in equality, it's not in harmony, you are in that relationship because you're playing out with patterns from your past that you don't want to have anymore, but you kind of like still playing with them. They are breaking down if they haven't broke down yet. Alright? So that's the South Node with Pluto. The North Node in Aries is kind of saying like, it's you, Aries, your ego, yourself, your identity, your motivation, your confidence, your self-esteem, who you are, what your direction, your desires, where do you want to go? If you want to go there and you want to evolve there and you want to create something new out of yourself and you want to achieve something new for yourself, you have to let that die. You have to let that go. And that's the square of the nodes to Pluto. Pluto is kind of saying like, what's coming with us? What's staying there? What's falling apart? What we are going to create from now. And if we want to create that from now, then this has to be broken apart because we can't build something new with that standing. So if you bought an old property and you want to build a whole new house on that property, on that land, you have to break down the old house that was built 100 years ago. You know, all the installation, the pipelines, the sewage, the water, everything is rusted, the electricity, the ceilings, it's all moldy. You have to break down that house. But it's a shame because it's historic. It was built 100 years ago and you wanted to preserve it, but hey, guess what? It's not gonna work. There's mold, there's termites, there's problems in all the pipelines. It will cost you a lot of money to try to fix it, and even then it's not for sure you're gonna be able to fix it for good. So you have to make the hard decision to break that old house. Old families used to live there, friends used to live there. It used to be a place of a lot of balance and harmony, Libra. But it's no longer. We want to build something new. We want to build a new mansion, a temple, a retreat center, whatever. So we're going to break that down, flatten the soil, and then start rebuilding. For example, in that way. So that's the Pluto score in the nodes that is still ongoing. Now, remember what we spoke about last week, that on the way to this Scorpio season, we had all these planets, Mars, Mercury, Sun, all of them came into Scorpio after squaring Pluto. So they all kind of, I explained it last week, that they all touched base with Pluto and said, what this is about, what is this about, what do we need to change, what do we need to do? And Pluto was kind of like, Pluto is the lord of the underworld. It's like, this must die. You must kill that. This is no longer part of your future. But Pluto, I really love that, but I really love that friend, or I really love that job, and I really love who I used to be until now. You know, I was very famous, I was very big, I made it big, I have all these followers on my TikTok or Instagram and this, and if I let that go, then who would I be? You have to let it go if you want to discover the new future. Okay, Pluto, so what do you want me to do? Go into Scorpio and transform. That's what they did with Pluto. So then Mars kicked into Scorpio. And then all of them passed through the South Node. So this is a good thing that is happening now, because until now all these Mars, Mercury, Sun, they were behind the South Node, so it was all kind of like dealing with the past, a bit kind of like foggy, a bit kind of loose. I don't know what to do, I don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's fair, what's unjust, what's just, what's fair, what's unfair. And now they have passed the South Node. So it's kind of, we all been realizing something about the past that we used to live that is no longer here, and what from that past is still affecting us in a way that doesn't allow us to move forward. So Mars came through the South Node, through Pluto into Scorpio. Mercury came together with the Sun on the South Node, on the square to Pluto into Scorpio. And now in Scorpio, it's action time. Now in Scorpio, there's no more bullshit, there's no more fluffy stuff, there is no more coochie-moochie, lovey-dovey. Scorpio is like hardcore, intense, let's get into the bottom of things, let's discover what's going on here, let's dig in, so a person can say, you know, I want to be successful, I want to create something even better for myself, but for some reason, I don't believe I can do it. I believe I failed. I'm afraid that I will never be able to have a relationship again. I'm afraid I would never be able to make money again. I had money and now I have debts and I lost my business and all these things. So we come into Scorpio with all these fears that we have. We're here in Scorpio, we're playing with our fears. We're going into the underworld, into the shamanic walk, into the shadowland, into is like, what is fucking me from within that I must understand? And in Scorpio, it's giving us the ability to dig deep and to go and suddenly do a session with a healer, with a shaman, with a psychiatrist, with a psychologist, a counselor, someone that can help you reflect onto your own shadows and show you things that you don't see. You can do a certain amount of work of self-development and healing and transformation, but it's only to a certain extent. At some point in each person's process and journey of healing and transformation, it is highly recommended to use an external source. Because when you use an external source, you get reflection that you can't get from inside of you. A different person will help you see things that you can't see, because you maximize the ability that you have to see what's playing with you. So you come for a healing session. For example, when people come to see me, I sit with them. I want to hear the story. What's going on? What is the background of this? We're going, we're digging, we're connecting the dots in the matrix, and I'm downloading, I'm receiving information, and it's like, this is what I see. This is what I connect. Is that this resonate with you? It's like, and then a person goes like, I didn't see like that before. You know, many times I had the most humbling compliment from people who came to see me. It's like, people that came for the first session, meet them for the first time ever, and this is kind of my territory. You know, I have the medicine of going deep. And they sit with me, and after 2-hour session, they come out and they tell me, you know, I've been seeing my psychologist for 6-7 years and I never gone this deep. I can't believe what I just shared with you in a session that I haven't shared with my psychologist or psychiatrist for all these years. And so the idea is to find someone, if you need it, of course, to find someone that could help you dig deep and understand what is blocking you. What is disempowering you? Scorpio is the place that, due to unconscious processes, trauma, pain, deep. Scorpio is deep. Scorpio is not a scratch on your skin. Scorpio is someone abused your heart, smashed your heart to pieces, and that the pain is so deeply felt. The emotional pain, it's deep emotional pain, it's trauma. Scorpio rules because it's the hidden. Scorpio rules the territory of how our past traumas affected us to this day. If you have sexual abuse in your early years, if you have mental abuse, if you have physical abuse, if you've been through a near-death situation, if it's a car accident or war or fires, bushfires, whatever it is, it causes trauma to a certain degree. And then you keep on, we are survival machines, so we keep on living our life, we're getting going, but then as we keep on going our life, we can sense that there is this thing that just kept on, it's playing with us. We are not fully free. Something is kind of playing with us, a certain fear, a certain pain, a certain trauma, and you go like, freaking freak, how can I let this go? So this is where you go and you do the psychiatry, the psychology, the healing, the shamanic healing, someone that can help you look deep, and suddenly you're facing, and it's not comfortable because you have to face deep pain. The reason why you moved on, because the pain was so big that you couldn't take it so much, so you had to kind of push some parts of it deep into your unconscious just so you can get going. A lot of time people who had sexual abuse always give, not always, but a lot of time they give the report that they saw their own abuse from a camera in the corner of the room, because at the moment of abuse, the abuse is so intense on the soul that the soul is kind of like, the higher self is kind of leaving the body, and it allows the lower self body to go through the traumatic experience, and then when things settle down, the higher self comes back in. And then comes like a survival mechanism that you kind of, you keep on going through your life. So let's say a sad story, a beautiful girl got raped in a young age, and this is just one example, there's plenty, okay? And then she grew up and she comes into her 20s, and suddenly she decides, I'm a big girl now, I'm now partying, I'm taking drugs, I'm partying, I'm drinking, and I control my sexuality now. And she's starting to kind of develop sexual patterns that are not so healthy or respectful for her. Sleeping around, participating in sexual activities that don't necessarily honor her, and she fully legitimizes it for herself. She is fully confident that she's on top of it, and she goes on for a while, but then comes a painful experience that suddenly she realized that all this sexual behavior she was facilitating in her 20s, let's say she's now in her 30s, right? She got married, she has kids now, and she doesn't understand why her sex life with her husband have issues, or why her sexuality has issues. And then suddenly she goes deep and understands that abuse is what caused her to act the way she acted in her 20s, and this is what caused her to have these issues with intimacy in her marriage now. But it takes the courage to actually go and face that truth. And that's Scorpio territory. It's kind of like, you want to reclaim your sexuality, you want to reclaim your power, you want to reclaim your love. Okay, come with me, let's go down into Shambhala, into the underworld. Let's face and confront your deepest pain. Let's face and confront your fears. Let's face and confront your trauma, and then you will be able to move on. It's not the only way, but it's a way that many choose to go through and has to go through. So this is Scorpio. So Scorpio can be also the, because it gives us the ability to look into the unconscious and to discover the buried parts of ourselves that we kind of forgot back there in the past, or why we have this fear. This is why Scorpio is also very psychic. So Scorpio is that time that we can get this psychic understanding. We have these psychic insights into things. We're getting these psychic messages. Because that's like, from the unseen, from the world of spirit, suddenly we're getting this psychic feeling. You meet someone, and on top of the surface they are very lovely, but intuitively you know something is not right with that person, and you can't explain it. They look good, they speak good, everything look good, but something tells you, I can see a bit of a red flag, be aware. And you go like, why am I why am I feeling this red flag? You don't know, but you just have a knowing. That's Scorpio as well. Someone lies to you, but there is no proof that they are lying, but you, for some reason, you just know they are lying to you. That's Scorpio. So Scorpio is the place of lies, manipulation, deceits, abuse of power, abuse of sex. It's that place that, the unchecked Scorpio could be easily a narcissist, a psychopath, a kind of like a bit of a manipulative person, a power-hungry person that wants money and wants power and wants sex with plenty of people and all these things. The balanced, good, positive Scorpio will be a Scorpio that can just give you that intense, intimate connection, that satisfaction for deep desires. Let's say a married couple is capable of exploring fantasies, things that are, part of the taboo. You shall not do that. So if Scorpio and Taurus, they are the axis of, if you have a safe, stable relationship, Taurus, that is loving and safe and stable, that can allow you to explore that hidden, that dark fantasy or that dark desires, knowing that we're doing it in a safe container. The unchecked relationship of that axis will be like you have a safe and stable, loving relationship, and you choose to pursue your hidden dark desires in the hidden. So this is why in Scorpio territory it could be like affairs and cheats and people doing the dark side of things, put it like that. So it's the underworld, it's the mafia, it's the criminals, but the big criminals, not like the little one, not the people that break into cars. This is the mafias that are doing like scams of millions and billions and rob the big banks and, cartels of drugs and all these things. That's Scorpio territory. So that's Scorpio season for you, right? But remember, ultimately, it offers us the ability to manifest the phoenix. From the ashes, the phoenix rising into a whole new highs. So that's the Scorpio. Now, the Taurus, we had Scorpio Taurus. I'll just attend to the chat room for a moment. Hector, awesome to see the family. Yeah, okay. What's her name? For God's sake, I suddenly forgot her name. Lean, yeah, Lean is in Scotland, but there's also, wow, I forgot. Shalom, Guy, my brother, love you. Thank you, brother, I love you. And Shalom, Dana, good to see your name as well. So, we're having a full moon eclipse in Taurus, but the nodal axis is now in Aries Libra. How can that be? So this is a situation that happens because the eclipses usually happens when the full moon or the new moon happen close to the nodes. And every 18 months, the axis of the nodes shift. So it was in Scorpio Taurus in 2021, 2022. 2022, 2023. And then in the middle of the year, a few months ago, the nodal axis shifted to Aries Libra. So we had the new moon solar eclipse 2 weeks ago. It was in Libra. But now, so new moon solar eclipse in Libra, that was in a nutshell kind of like, I want a new kind of relationships, I want more balance in my life, I want more fairness in my life, I want more harmony, I want more justice, I want to have balanced relationships. I want to have a relationship that is new and not as the past, because it's the south node of the moon. I don't want to have the same past patterns of partners and relationships and friendships ever again. I am done with that lesson. I am done with that karma. I'm cutting the cords because from now on I want to have a whole new experience of partners and relationships and friendships. So a lot of relationships and friendships have been breaking down systematically over the last few years, we can say. But now comes the parallel eclipse, who had the new moon solar eclipse. Now we have the full moon lunar eclipse, but it happens in Taurus. And what is that doing? This is the final full moon eclipse in Taurus that is ending for sure the axis that we had Scorpio Taurus in 2022-2023. So think about the process you were going through 22-23. And remember, Scorpio Taurus also rules the financial axis. So, Scorpio is big debt or big wealth. Scorpio can make millionaires, but it can also make millionaires lose all their money. Taurus is the place of values, valuables, assets, investments, income, job, money. And so this is where you can create great wealth, or you can go into great debt. And that's kind of the kind of extreme flip-flop of that axis. And so think 2022, 2023, what have we been seeing in the world? We have all the wars going on. If it's I can't say too much about it, but in the locations that we have the wars going around in the last 2 years. On top of that, what do we see? We see United States of America going into massive debt. A month and a half ago, that total debt was $33 trillion, which is nuts. And a month later, $600 billion were accumulated on top of that 33 trillion. So it's kind of like it's only getting more and more and more and more. And what is happening with that money? The money is being printed and sent to the war. In America, there are people poor in the street, homelesses, drugs, on fentanyl, big problems over there. Their own system is struggling, people are struggling, but their money that is being printed is being funding wars. And so this is abuse of power, abuse of money, as we said, yeah? And that's what we've been seeing. And now comes this full moon eclipse in Taurus to end that. And the next time we will have the North Node in Taurus will be 18 years from now. So it's for a long time. So we in 22-23 we've planted seeds that will unfold over the next 18 years. So now comes this full moon eclipse in Taurus. And it's kind of, remember, full moon is the time of culmination, things coming up to the surface in order to have the purge, the release, the let go. The new moon, we plant in the new seed. The full moon, we release and let go of the old energy that the seed could kind of grow and manifest into a new creation. Hello, active creative. Yes, Scorpio Taurus is intense. Yes. And hello, Kimberly. Good to have you joining us. Let me just have a sip. Okay, Mahamrita, your mantra a bit down. Okay. So, it's very interesting to take that note that this full moon eclipse in Taurus is ending for sure the energy we've been processing over the last 18 months in Scorpio Taurus. And then now we bring the other elements into it. So this is right now what is happening, we're seeing it. And basically on your 3 o'clock what you will see is that the same way Mercury was chasing the Sun for a conjunction. So Mercury was conjunct the Sun on the South Node in Libra. Information coming in, realization, understanding, communication, thought process that we had a week and a half ago. No, 8 days ago. So last week we had a Mercury conjunct the Sun. Now they're in Scorpio to uncover what's the problem, to understand what's going on, what transformation need to be made. So now what we're gonna see in Scorpio is that the Sun is gonna move to the 5th degree where there's gonna be the eclipse. Mercury is chasing Mars, and then Mercury and Mars are going to conjunct together in opposition to Taurus, to Jupiter. So this is the journey you're gonna see here on your 3 o'clock. Mars is heading to the 11th degree. Mercury is catching up quickly to the 10th, 11th degree. And the Sun is coming to the 5th degree to the eclipse. At the same time, Venus here on the 16 degrees of Virgo. What is Venus doing in Virgo? Venus, the ruler of Taurus, where the full moon eclipse is going to be, Venus in Virgo is keeping it down to earth, practical, analytical, looking at the facts, looking at what's here. It's body consciousness. And Venus rules our health, our wealth, our money, our job, our income, our relationships, and she's in Virgo. So I like the fact that we have this active Scorpio season that wants to uncover and discover and recover, while Venus is in Virgo, because it's kind of like Venus will kind of keep us like factual. It was kind of very vigilant, factual, grounded. So Mercury and Mars and the Sun are gonna stir up things in Scorpio. Some things will come up for us, and Venus will remain grounded in Virgo, saying like, okay, this could be true, this is not. Yeah, I can see that I need to make that change. Okay, so let's change that, and let's restructure that. Let's declutter that. Let's fix that. That's what Scorpio is doing in Virgo. Grounded body consciousness of doing practical changes in our environment, in our diet, in our sex life, in our love life, in our finance life. As this Scorpio party is building up, Venus is now, she's past the trine to Jupiter, which we had a few days ago, on the days that Bitcoin has been pumping up. Yeah? So it's like we have like a nice Bitcoin pump for the last 2 weeks. So all the crypto community is very happy because Bitcoin is pumping, and everyone wanted Bitcoin to kind of sink down low, below 20s, below 15, so they can buy it cheap. But Bitcoin says, sorry guys, hasta luego, hasta mañana, I'm going up. And so this week, basically, Bitcoin has given us the energy of Bitcoin pumping up, Bitcoin pumping up. There we go. Have a look, have a look. Bitcoin pumping up, baby. This is the weekly, and it's on the way up. We already touched the 35, and we're going up. This is another area to look for. But the bottom line, it's pumping up, baby. And so what we do when Bitcoin is pumping up? What do we do when Bitcoin is pumping up? We're pumping. So yeah, this is kind of Scorpio, Scorpio suddenly gives the power to the market. Like suddenly people generating wealth. People that dared to buy Bitcoin when it was $17,000, when it was $20,000, when it was $25,000. Over the last few months, I kept on saying to the community, not as a financial advisor, but as a loving guide, using the astrology and using what I know about crypto. I've been saying over the last 2 months to all the community that Bitcoin and the crypto market is very depressing. It's been a long and cold bear market. It's depressing. You see your portfolio is so shrunk, and it's been going on for so long. You don't know how to feel good about it. And I said to people, you need to put that aside, and you need to realize that this is accumulation stage. Yes, there's the wars and there's inflation and there's all that, but that's the perfect distraction, because when all that is happening, the common person don't pay attention to the markets, and this is where the whales are buying a lot, and this is where the big money is buying, because the normal person is busy with the news. It's like, hey, look over there, don't look over here, look over there. And I was saying to the community, this is accumulation phase. Put your long hodl mindset that you've been in crypto and Bitcoin for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years aside. Put it aside. Put your fresh eyes on and realize that this is the best time to accumulate, just like in 2019. in 2020, just like in 2016, it's the best time to accumulate. And so the people that had that brave and the courage to kind of dip their pockets into it are already seeing gains. And this is the reward of Scorpio. If you buy into the fear, that's Scorpio. You buy into the fear. People think like you need to invest when it's Taurus, when it's safe, when it's thriving, when it's growing, and when you see it in front of you, then you invest. But it's like, hey, you missed out so much potential, because by the time you invest, we have already come up from the dead. So the real smart money is buying Scorpio into the fear. When there is fear in the market, when there is depression, when the market is dead, nobody is interested, nobody is talking about it. Everyone's like, I'm over this, I'm quitting. This is where you buy. And so that's another emphasis for this kind of energy. And Jules, how crazy not to be able to talk freely about certain things. Yes, I know. I just can't. It's like the views of last week were half of the week before. And I've heard it from other YouTubers as well. It's just like everyone's been very careful. You can't. The censorship is just nuts. And you can also see a bit of logic in there, because it's such an extreme situation and there's so many extreme voices that we have to put some kind of order into the zoo. So I'm cool with it. I'm not here to talk about wars and stuff. I'm talking about astrology, but the astrology relates to that. So if we're already talking about that, we spoke about crypto and Bitcoin and how good that has been. And now that we've kind of put the music aside, and if I kind of give it just a moment for the crypto community. So yeah, again, this is a very, we were all thinking, okay, this is going to go down here. And then Bitcoin's like, no, I don't think so. And it's gone up. So this is a very good pump. And overall, why is it a good pump? Because as you can see, the red line it's traveling on, it just kind of broke through this massive resistance area and this massive resistance area. So when Bitcoin was coming down for correction, here it stopped and it went up, and it came down at here it stopped, and then it went up and it came down at here it stopped, and it came up and it came down and here it stopped. So on the way down, this area was the support. It supported us. It's like you go up into the roof and then you build a new floor. And when you build a new floor, you bounce off the floor to a higher roof. But then sometimes there's a bit of an earthquake and the floor breaks down and you fall back to the floor before. And so you fall down and you kind of start cleaning up the mess and you're trying to recover. But then the support that was supporting the price of crashing down before, because we broke below it, let's take this white line. Let's break this white line here. This was it. There we go. So, because it was such a strong support, now on the way up, we kept bouncing into it as resistance. The previous support became the new resistance. So you come up and you bash against it, and it's like not enough energy, you go down. And then you come up against it, not enough energy, and you go down. And then suddenly you have a volatile move like we had this week, which is basically saying, okay, I broke through the resistance. So why is this good now? Because now that we've kind of came above the resistance, let's say we're gonna go, I've been saying for a long time that I'm looking at around 40 zone, which is around here. Let's say we're gonna go up here to the 40, okay? And I don't know, nobody knows, right? Now that we're going up, the previous resistance that we bashed again, now it will become the new support. So this is why it's so good on the long term, because on the long term, you broke through the resistance. So now the old resistance becomes the support again, and it's a very strong support because you have support here, you have support here, you have support here, you have support here. So overall this is very good. Now, could we do like a scary one that suddenly kind of crash below the support for a momentary, maybe going to the 25 at some point? Yes, but most likely that will be like the scary dip like we had here in 2020, if it will happen, and then from there we will start kind of our way up again. But it could also be that Bitcoin is doing what it's doing in Argentina and what it's doing in Lebanon, in Turkey. In Turkey and Argentina, Bitcoin broke a new all-time high today. And if I'll try to bring it, BTC Argentina, let's see. If we bring the Argentina peso chart to, and I'm gonna put it on the maximum timeline. So this is the chart of, what did I do? This is the chart of Argentina. Oh, there we go. There you go. This is the chart of Argentina. So as you can see, this is the previous all-time high, then it crashed down, and this is kind of what we're doing now in the US dollar. We have now broke to the resistance, and it's possible we're gonna go all up here, which this is the 40 zone, 40k. But as you can see, it goes down, but it doesn't crash, and it bounces up to the 48.50, if it will do that. 48.50 US dollar, crash down, and everyone think, okay, that's it, we're going to the 25, and the Bitcoin says like, sorry, no, I've decided to go to a new all-time high. And then it pumps to the 69, which is the previous all-time high, and then it kind of moves sideways, and this is already, let's say, if we are here and this is January, this is June, this is 5 months, takes us into March, and here is April halving, and we're already in a new all-time high, and Argentina is just breaking all-time highs. And so remember this shape, remember this chart. When you look at Argentina peso to Bitcoin, right, and this is where we kind of are in the US dollar comparison, and to when you look at here. So if we will kind of simulate a similar process now, so we will go, here is the 40, and then this will come down here, very short-lived, and then this will take us to the 50, and then bounce there, and then we're gonna come to the previous all-time high, and then let's move this here, and then it will move sideways for a while, and then we'll go up to a new all-time high. If we will do this, which I believe we will, because at the end of the day you need to remember why Bitcoin. The thing is not just to buy Bitcoin, the thing is to study Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is the safe haven that is going to become, we're going to have a Bitcoin standard. Bitcoin is going to replace the current currencies. And so it doesn't really matter, let me show myself for a moment. It doesn't really matter what is the value of your portfolio in US dollar, Australian dollar, or whatever. In the meantime, in the temporary, short, mid-term, kind of, let's say, a few years ahead stage, okay, yeah, it's a nice thing to have. You see a portfolio going up in value of dollar. But ultimately, what you really want to take note of when you choose to invest in Bitcoin is how much Bitcoin you have, not how much dollar is worth. Because the dollar ultimately will die. That's the idea. Why is the Bitcoin breaking all-time high in Argentina peso? Because the peso is in the sheets. Why is it breaking all-time high in Turkey? Because the Turkish lira is in the sheets. Why is it doing much better than the Israeli shekel? Because the shekel is plummeting and Bitcoin is going up. And so Bitcoin is here to protect the people who choose to understand it and to understand the opportunity. That is an opportunity here of a multi-generational wealth, a complete redistribution of wealth like never before. And us, the common people, for the first time in history, had an opportunity to overrun the suits and to overrun the big money, overrun the investors, overrun the banks by buying Bitcoin before they could buy Bitcoin. And this is kind of part of the thing. So again, remember, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin will be $60,000, $100,000, $500,000, $1.5 million. We will get there. It's not like a fantasy. Bitcoin will be in the millions. But ultimately it doesn't matter, because the millions mean that the dollar is just shit. And Bitcoin in the future, after we cross the bridge of the old system, the old currency crumbling down, and the new currency of the future, decentralized, digital, innovative, disruptive, rebellion, that's Uranus in Taurus. That's the age of Aquarius. And once Bitcoin manifests its vision, what matters is how much Bitcoin you have. So in Bitcoin we say 1 Bitcoin equal 1 Bitcoin. That's what you care about. If you could accumulate 0.1 Bitcoin, great. If you could accumulate 0.2 Bitcoin, great. If you could have 0.25 Bitcoin, you are part of the wealthy of the future. If you could accumulate 0.3 Bitcoin, you are doing fantastic in the future. If you could accumulate a whole Bitcoin, you are blessed. And so, even if you don't have much money, it's better to have a bit of Bitcoin than none. And that's not a financial advice. That's just sharing with you insights from Bitcoin world, insights from the crypto. It's not about, oh, we're gonna make lots of money by buying Bitcoin. It's like, no, you are going to protect your money by buying Bitcoin, and ultimately that will benefit you in the long run. So this is why this move that we had with Bitcoin this week is very good. And it's correlate to the fact that we have inflation going off the roof. Bonds are crashing, and the stock market is only a matter of time. They say that the stock market is gonna pump as well now, but makes sense because they keep on printing money. So it's a manipulation only for a certain while. Gold and silver has been doing well, and so you're gonna start seeing that more and more people are now gonna start waking up and realizing the world is unstable. Where can I park my money? Where can I secure my wealth? And so now the reason why Bitcoin pumped this week is because of the news that BlackRock, which is a massive, the biggest corporate in the world that owns shares in most companies that exist in your supermarket and in your life, which I'm not a big fan of, but they are working hard to get their ETF approved by the financial institutions of America. And this week, the headline was that they already received their tick marker there's a process there that before it comes out live, they need to register it, they need to get an ID for the product, they get a barcode for the product, they have to get a tick name, initials for the product, and that was what was released this week. So that by itself gave everyone the impression of like, oh my God, it's about to happen. And it is about to happen. And once that will happen, once the ETF will be approved, the Bitcoin will fly. Ethereum will fly. Blockchain crypto world will fly. Not all of it. Some of it is shitcoins, but there will be billions of dollars flowing into the market, which is very good for the investors. But ultimately, it means that also the big guns are coming in now, the big money is coming in now, but hey, at least we got there before them, which is a nice feeling. So that's a bit about the Bitcoin. Hello, Nikki. Welcome, Nikki. It's good to have you with us. Fantastic. Love you, beautiful sister. I can see your smile. Give your doggy a hug for me. So, this is all valid to this energy, financial system, investments, buy into the fear, sell into the greed, relationships, trauma, pain, fears. So, like, what is the situation in the world causes? Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter is in Taurus. People are afraid. It's fear energy. There is wars, there is death, there is darkness, there is corruption, there is lies, there is the world falling apart. And so the souls of the people feeling scared, feeling afraid, the world is about to fall apart, the world is about to fall apart. But breaking news. The old world has been falling apart for many years, and thank God for that. Because the old world is corrupted. The old world is out of integrity. The old world is not promoting the thriving future of humanity. And so don't be afraid of the things that are breaking apart. Don't be afraid of the world falling apart. Because it's not the world falling apart. is the world that we knew, the world we used to live in, the people, the person we used to be. What we used to be is falling apart, and that's scary, because through our identity and through our jobs and through what we do and how we live our life and our relationships and our friendships and our job and our home and our environment and our country and our land, through that we get a sense of stability and safety. We are good. Yes, we are good. We are forgetting that we are like existing basically as a little particle of dust on this planet Earth that is traveling through a cosmos. Billions of galaxies. Endless void of the unknown, with God knows what else is there. We forget that because we are in our bubble, we're in our home. You've got your home, you're safe. So it's an elusive safety. While this is asking us to transform the archetype of safety into be more in integrity with spirit and say, hey, don't forget something. You are a spirit on this planet. You are a soul on this planet. And your sense of safety and stability is not in how much money you have, not in where you live, not in what you own, not in your job, it's not in your money. Those are all modern archetype of living. Take 100 years back, most of it is invalid. Take 500 years back, all of it is invalid. Take 2000 years back, all of it is fiction. And so all these modern archetypes of how to feel safe and stable and secure by having a secure job, making a certain amount of money, having an investment, superannuation, life insurance, health insurance, everything is fear-based. You have health insurance because you're afraid of being sick. You have life insurance because you're afraid of dying. You do your Botox on your skin because you're afraid of aging. You do young treatments to your face because you're afraid of prickles on your skin. You do your juicing because you're afraid of getting too much toxins in your body because you had a party weekend that you did too much coke and alcohol, so now you're doing detox for a week. But everything is fear-based. You're having casual sex on Tinder because you're afraid of being in a loving relationship. Because you got hurt in the past. It was too painful, too hurtful, so you're not even daring to go into a new relationship. You're just keeping it safe. Let's have sex. Yeah, no strings attached. Yeah, cool. I'm safe like that. I can have my sex, I can have some fun, and I don't need to be involved in intimate reflection, understanding, conversation. And it's valid for some people. I am there. I'm cool, alone, by myself, not looking for anything, not searching for anything. I had such a traumatic experience with the previous one that I was kind of like, leave me alone, everyone, let me just be. So I'm part of those people, but I don't limit myself. At some point in the future, I will come to a place and say, okay, now I'm ready, now I'm cool. So everyone is valid wherever you are, but I'm just making sure that we realize that if you are in that place, make sure you understand and recognize the fact that you are in that place because of fear, because of pain, because of trauma. Scorpio. So, how is all this relating to this energy? Because of all the archetypes I spoke about, but even more so because this full moon eclipse is not only in Scorpio Taurus, which I'm gonna go there. Let's go, this is now. So, what I wanted to say about Venus, what Venus is doing, Venus is right now doing a quincunx to Chiron. Venus 16 degrees of Virgo, Chiron 17 degrees of Aries, and so Venus is closing in on that quincunx to Chiron, and that's kind of like Venus is looking at the facts and the details, and she feels like she's a loser. You might feel like, I'm a loser, I'm not who I used to be, everything I used to have is gone, or I've lost this friend, I lost this relationship, I lost my mojo, I lost my identity, I lost my direction, I lost my purpose, I don't know what to do, the world is like that, and I'm afraid, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know what to do. So this is Venus quincunx to Chiron, right? It's kind of like, how do I break out of this wounding cycle? I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to feel impotent. I don't want to feel insecure. I don't want to feel wounded. I don't want to feel this. I had enough entertaining this wounded state. I want to heal from this. So Venus is doing is like, how can I heal from this? It's like, and it's in Virgo. If I'll change my diet a bit, if I change my routine a bit, maybe instead of doing that I will do that, maybe instead of saying that I will say that, maybe I'll write an email first thing in the morning, instead of doing like brushing my teeth, doing my toilet, going to the shower, dressing, going to work, maybe I'll go straight from bed into the shower, then I brush my teeth, then I do the toilet, I get dressed, and then I go to work. Changes that might help things. Maybe I'll take a break from dairy and I have more lactose free, whatever. Maybe I need more greenies, eat more green foods. So that's Venus in Virgo is kind of bringing the detox. Virgo is the place of detox. And she's quincunx Chiron. Is like, you feel wounded, your life is in the shits, and let's say something that we all can understand. We are all freaking exhausted. I don't know if you think you're not I don't know if you're not exhausted, you're one of a kind. But we are all exhausted. It's been a very tough and long journey. So this Chiron in Aries is like, I don't know how much more I can take. Aries, the self, the ego, the motivation, the drive. It's kind of like, far out, it's been such a tough journey, so many years already, we're going through this, I don't know how much more I can do, I don't know. That's what Chiron is doing in Aries. But the North Node is there too. It's kind of like saying, it's like, hey, what are you doing over there? And by the way, later on as we progress, the node will come to Chiron, and that will be quite intense healing crisis. So we are now in the journey that the North Node is on the 24 degree of Aries, Chiron is on the 17, and the North Node will slowly close on Chiron. And so that's in the background happening. Remember that over the coming months. So on this full moon eclipse, if we go, this is tomorrow Friday, and tomorrow Friday the moon comes into Aries, and so tomorrow at... Here it is. Tomorrow we have moon conjunct Chiron at 1 a.m. Friday night 1 a.m. moon conjunct Chiron. So emotionally, and this is rising into the full moon eclipse, which is happening early morning on Sunday. So this is rising into the full moon, things coming up to the surface, the moon comes into Aries, and we are all feeling our own self emotions, how we feel about ourselves. And it might be shit. It might be that we are processing the feelings, the emotional process of how we feel wounded, how we feel insecure, how things are broken, how we are broken, how what we used to be is broken, how we used to live is broken. And that's moon with Chiron. And then later on, the moon will continue and meet with, this is going to be quite intense because we're coming from these Chiron feelings. And on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. we've got Aries 24, Moon 24, North Node 24. We had Moon conjunct Aries and North Node. And Aries brings that strife, that discord, that kind of like, I had enough of this. I'm gonna rebel against this. I'm gonna do something out of the box. I'm not gonna take this anymore. And it's with the North Node in Aries, because I wanna feel like that. I want to feel good, I want to be happy, I want to feel blah 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 blah, and all this is building up to the full moon eclipse. So it's showing us from tomorrow the moon process in Aries is gonna start showing us the things that we need to look into. And remember, in the background, in the opposition, what's happening, Mars is already on the 10 degree 53 minutes, starting already to oppose Jupiter on the 11-19. Mercury on the 9 degree is only a degree and 20 minutes away from Mars, and this is very intense. And so while the moon is doing the journey in Aries on Friday, Saturday, Mars is closing in on the opposition to Jupiter, and Mercury is closing in on Mars to join him as well. And I'm gonna talk about that now. And so this is that, and 11-19, the exact opposition of Mars to Jupiter is happening. I'm gonna have to take a quick break. There we go. My bladder is saying, hey, save me, release me. Sunday, 5:04 a.m., Sunday early morning, Mars 1119 Scorpio, exact opposition. Oh, Jupiter went back, sorry. So let's move a few hours back, sorry, because Jupiter went to 1115. So there it is. So the exact opposition will happen on Sunday, 2:45 a.m. So Saturday night. Saturday night, 2:45 a.m. Mars opposition to Jupiter exactly, and it's a few hours only before the eclipse. Now I'm gonna let you be for a moment with the music, as I'm gonna take a break, and Savage will entertain you in the meantime. And give me a second, I'll be back with you in no time. Okay. There we go. Here it was. Honey, I'm back. Ooh, beautiful music. All right, thank you, Savage, for holding space for me. Appreciate it. Okay, let's bring back the Mauritania mantra. DJ Ami in the house, yo. So. Okay, so now we're getting to the juicy parts. All this was building up. I'll give you insights, a lot of things, a lot of information. Now comes this moment. The moon is already in Taurus when Mars is opposing Jupiter. See, Mars here 6 o'clock, 11:15. Jupiter up here 12 o'clock, 11:15. So, and Mercury is already on 10:23. So Mercury is less than a degree behind. Mercury is also, we can say already, also in conjunction. So we have Mercury conjunct Mars in opposition to Jupiter, and the full moon eclipse is literally building up. So I'm already gonna, I wanted to show you Saturday night, late night Saturday, between Saturday and Sunday, 2:45 a.m. And I'll take it now to the exact eclipse, 5:06. There we go. (5:09). So Sunday, the 29th of October at 7:25 a.m. As we wake up to the morning in Melbourne, this is Melbourne times, we have the full moon eclipse, which is, by the way, going to be above Australia as well. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let's see. Let's see, this is it. Oh, where is it? No, I can't see it here. Okay. Never mind, it's gonna be above Australia. Is it here? No. There it is. Okay, let me show you. So, this is a time and day, the full moon eclipse. Oops. No, that's 2024. Okay. Okay, so you can see we are not going to see the full eclipse, but we are seeing only the edge of it. But it's a pretty large eclipse. It will cover all this region, right? So many parts of the world: Africa, Middle East, Europe, Russia. All the red zone will be receiving the eclipse. In Australia, we will see it partially from 5 a.m. Here you can see it from 5 a.m. until 6:15 a.m. This is when the moon set. But yeah, the eclipse begin at 5 a.m. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a much better map to understand it. Here it is. So you can see like we got Antarctica, Africa, Middle East, Europe, Arabia, Russia, also, you know, UK, Scandinavia, quite a big region. So that's the path of the eclipse. We will only see a part of it, a tiny part of it, which is, by the way, actually above Central Australia, Mount Uluru. Very interesting, relating to the Aborigines with all the voice that we had yes and no lately. So that's another interesting connotation. So that's the pathway of the eclipse, and let me just fix this up for me here. And this is the chart that you can see. So what we can see on the chart is that Mars is on 1123, Jupiter 1114. So they're still in the opposition. Mercury 1042. So Mercury conjunct Mars. It's only 40 minutes away, but it's conjunct. Mercury conjunct Mars, opposition to Jupiter. That's the main flavor of this eclipse. Sun on 509 Scorpio. Moon 509 Taurus. The sun in Scorpio is shining the light into something that we couldn't see before, into fears, into pains, into something that died, into something unknown. Suddenly we get, although it's an intense eclipse, I see a lot of positive things here. The fact that the sun is shining the light into Scorpio territory, while the moon is home in Taurus, feeling safe, and to embody the feeling, to feel it, to move it through the body, through our friendships, through our relationships, through our connections, to do some body work, some healing, sound healing, come to sound healing. The moon is in Taurus, so we are feeling it in our physical body, in our physical life. We are definitely embodying this full moon eclipse. And it's almost like the purge is happening on a physical level. It's like, you know, again, I'll use the metaphor of ayahuasca because that's classic for Scorpio stuff. You drink the ayahuasca in the Amazon, and the medicine is starting to operate on you from the inside, and in your mind you are facing these creepy crawlers, these fears, this trauma, this whatever you are going through in your mental kind of aspects of your brain, frontal lobe activated. You are journeying multidimensional experience, you are facing things, seeing things, while your body is going through its own process where the medicine is doing the work on your guts. You might have sweat, you might have breathing, you might have shakes, you might have nausea, you might feel great. Some people feel great. But at some point come the embodiment of the purge. At some point you have this uncontrolled purge that the medicine is just like bah. And you're not purging food because you've been on a diet, on dieta. You haven't been eaten much, you've been fasting before the medicine, you drank only water, no sugar, no coffee, no oils, no spices. You've been detoxing your body to be a light vessel for the work of the medicine. So when the purge of the medicine happen, you don't purge like vomit of food with all those acidic kind of flavors. No, it's completely different. Sometimes the people purge just liquids, it just comes out. But the physical purge, when people purge on a physical level, there is a psychic purge that is happening through that physical level of purge. And that is the best way to explain this, that we are going through an embodiment physical purge through something that is in our psychic shining the light into. So we come into understanding of something, we come into realization of something, we come into see something we couldn't see before. And we are coming here from the new moon solar eclipse in Libra, after Mars, Mercury and the Sun pass through the South Node in Libra, after Mars, Mercury, the Sun, squared Pluto. Remember all those stations because they are very important. South Node, looking into the past, cutting the cords, ending old karma. Square to Pluto, the challenge, the friction of the pressure to transform, to change, to let something go, to let something die, and to birth something new. And now coming into Scorpio to do the walk, to do the psychic walk, to do the ending, to do the death, to do the purge, to do the enough. This must die. This must end. I want to let go of this, release this. What are we letting go, releasing? Scorpio season. Fears, traumas, pain, death, whatever. So the sun is shining there in Scorpio to show us our fears, to show us our traumas, to show us our pains, to show us the corruption. What is corrupted inside of us? How are we corrupting our own pathway of transcendence, our own pathway of enlightenment? How are we shitting ourselves? How are we paralyzing ourselves with fears that we're creating in our head, in our mind, because we look at the world and we are so afraid, we're so dark and so afraid and so challenged, and it's bigger than us, and we have no power, we have no control. Those are the fears of Scorpio. Lack of control, lack of power. It's powers beyond your control. You cannot control the wars. You cannot control the financial system. You cannot control the transformation that planet Earth is going through. You are riding, you're only a passenger on a mothership that is going through massive transformation. So, are you gonna be afraid, or are you gonna be a lovey-dovey Care Bears that spread love? It was easy to be a light walker in 2013 or 12 or 14 or 15 when everything was cool. I mean, yes, we had our challenges, but everything was cool. Yoga, Bali, retreat, ayahuasca, yeah, meditation, yeah, everything was cool. Light and love, everyone, light and love. Now, we are in the heart of the darkness, we're in chaos, we're in wars, we're in conflict, we're in a system that is about to break down to pieces everybody. The system is broken. Let's put it like that, the system is broken. It has been broken for a very long time. Family court, completely broken. Don't even go there with me. Justice system, broken. Political system, broken. Organization, non-for-profit, a scam. Non-for-profit is a scam. There is plenty of profit being made in non-for-profit. It just goes to some places. Donation people used to give to certain organizations. We already discovered so much. Health organizations, the health system, the education system, it's all freaking broken. But it's functioning. And so now these systems that are broken are going through some real tremors of like, enough, cut the bullshit, it's not working, this is corrupted. And it's, you know, yes, of course it brings fears. Of course, we're all humans. But this Scorpio, this eclipse, lunar eclipse in Taurus is saying like, hey, Taurus wants to feel safe. Taurus wants to feel stable. Taurus wants to feel protected, abundant. Taurus wants to have fun in life, pleasures in life, quality of relationship, quality of friendships. Taurus doesn't want a McDonald's burger. Taurus wants an Angus grass-fed burger from a top-notch restaurant. Taurus doesn't want a quick sex. That's Scorpio. Scorpio is like, let's just go on Tinder and have some sex with random people that we just, no strings attached, just have an orgasm, move on. That's Scorpio kind of thing. Taurus is like, no, thank you. I want to make love for hours. With music and candles and oils and sensual. That's Taurus. Taurus is sensual. Taurus is the senses. I don't want to just have a sex in order to have an orgasm, in order to come and buy. No. I want to feel it. I want to embody it. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I want to taste it. I want to smell it. I want to indulge in it. I want to explore it and bath in it and be in it. And that can happen when you have someone that you can actually have a relationship with. So that's Taurus. Scorpio wants to win the lottery. I want to make big money. Where can I be with anyone? Which stock should I buy? Which lottery? Oh, tonight is $50 million in the lottery. Okay, cool. Let's go and fill up lottery. That's Scorpio. It's looking. Let's go to the casino. I have a feeling luck is with me. I'm going to take all my money, $10,000, put it in the casino. I'm gonna come back with $1 million. I'm sure. That's Scorpio. Taurus goes like, all right. This week I made $1,000. I paid my bills, I did my shopping because I'm responsible. I need to make sure I've got good food and water and rent and bills and all that. And I got left $200. From this $200, I want to get myself a new t-shirt, so I'll keep $20 aside for a new t-shirt. And I still have $180, but okay. Where should I invest my money that will bring me great wealth over time, long and steady, wins the race, something of good value? Oh, yeah, let me get some more Bitcoin. Yeah, $100 Bitcoin. Cool, thank you. That's Taurus. Slow and steady wins the race. Taurus is gonna work hard, is gonna make money, is gonna be responsible, and is gonna every time put some money aside and invest it. He works, he makes money, he pays the bills, he covers everything that is needed, and he invests money aside. Every time he puts some money aside and he invests. So, if you buy a bag of, let's say you bought capsicum. You bought a kilo of capsicum. You've eaten most of the capsicum, but 2 of them got left and they're a bit mushy. You don't want to eat them anymore. Guess what? It's organic capsicum, nothing wrong in it. You cut it, and you put it like that with the seeds, the capsicum, in the soil. In beautiful, fresh, organic soil. And you give it water and some mulch. And next year, you have in a few months, you have a capsicum plant. And now you have your own organic capsicums. That's Taurus. So, the moon is in Taurus, and we are releasing and letting go of fears, of trauma, of pain, of lack, of all these things that are shitting our physical reality, our physical health. Simple as that. The sun is shining in Scorpio, showing us the hidden, showing us the fears, showing us all these kind of things. And the moon in Taurus is embodying the purge. It's like, I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to feel this fear anymore. I don't want to entertain this fear anymore. Okay, I had money, I lost money, that's gone. Okay, I had a partner, they abused me. Okay, that's gone. Okay, I don't want to entertain this anymore. Taurus, what am I building? What am I creating? What do I want? Now this is where Mars-Mercury conjunction, opposition to Jupiter, is coming into play. What is that about? Mercury retrograded in Virgo while Venus was doing the retrograde in Leo. And then Mercury is like, okay, I've looked into all the details, I'm going ahead. Mercury flew through Libra. Mercury went through Libra very fast into Scorpio, and now Mercury comes to Scorpio to look into the details, to understand what's going on, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, the deep conversation with your partner. Something is not working in our relationship. I am not feeling loved. I am not feeling happy. I'm not feeling great. Something here is not right. What the frick is going on between us? Why are you avoiding me? I know that you are feeling something that you're not telling me. That's, for example, one of the examples here. Do you see someone else? I feel like you're no longer in love with me. Do you wanna go with someone else? Is there anything I need to know? That's kind of general kind of understanding of this energy. Mercury comes to Scorpio. I need to understand why you don't love me as you used to. Why you don't make love to me? We haven't made love for a month. You don't even look at me in the same way. You don't desire me. Like, what's going on? Are you not into me? Is there anything I need to know? So that's what Mercury is doing in Scorpio. It's like finding out what's the bottom line. What's going on here? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Mercury in Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio. Cut the bullshit. I'm here to take action. Mars is home in Scorpio. He loves it. He can take his sword and cut the cords. In Libra, he was holding the sword and was like, okay, so I need to consider everyone involved, and I need to be nice, and I need to be a diplomat. Okay, cool. Now Mars in Scorpio is like, okay, we're done with all the diplomacy. Bye, see you later. Mars in Scorpio, I'm done with this fear. Boom, not doing that anymore. Look, I know that we've been kind of seeing each other casually, no strings attached, you know, sex dating and stuff, but I feel like lately we've been seeing each other too much, and I've decided it's not good for me, so I won't be seeing you again. Bye. Okay, you're doing your drug habit and you're taking that drug. Maybe you're doing it only on weekends, maybe you're doing it only in party time, maybe you're doing it every day. And you realize that it affects you in a bad way, it's not good for you, and you say, you know what, I'm done, I'm not doing this to myself anymore, I'm cutting that out. So Mars in Scorpio, together with Mercury, it's this, we're having realizations, loud and clear call to action. We are putting our power, our energy, our motivation, our drive, our strength into what we find in our mind. We're putting our mind into research, we're wanting to figure this out, and we are taking action. Maybe you had some big changes in your life and you found yourself a bit paralyzed, a bit terrified, a bit kind of afraid, don't know what to do, kind of stuck. And you've been entertaining that for a while, and now comes Mercury with Mars, and it's like, okay, enough with this bullshit, let's just take action, let's just do something. But I don't know what to do. Doesn't matter, just do something. Go and do something about it. But if you sit on the sofa and keep on thinking, I don't know what to do, nothing's gonna happen. Go and do something about it. What can I do? Talk to someone. Mercury in Scorpio. Talk to someone. Dig deep with someone. Could be a friend. In opposition to Jupiter. Jupiter in Taurus. Our belief system. We all believe that the world will be like that, and the world we live in is like that, and we believe that our future will look like that, and this relationship will be like that, and this job will be like that. We believe that we already knew who we are and what we are going to be forever. And suddenly the last few years have broke things apart, and our belief system is being challenged. And so Mercury loves Jupiter. Mercury is the lower mind, and Jupiter is the philosophy, is that big understanding, is that big teaching, natural laws, and Mercury is information, is data, is the lower mind. Is like, I've been reading this teaching of the Zen of Lao Tse, because I've been facing challenges in my life, and I'm just mimicking. And suddenly I read this poem of Lao Tse, and from that poem, which is this philosophical wisdom, it correlated to me personally of what I'm going through, and I really realized something through that helped me transcend the blockage that I could not unblock before. And now I see the wisdom behind it. So Mercury opposition to Jupiter, it's great because it means that we are having a bit of a Jupiter expansion and broader vision, and the great teachings and universal law. And Mercury in Scorpio is looking into the hidden, the psychic perception, the psychic understanding, the mediumship, the knowing. And it's in Scorpio, it's the unconscious. It's kind of like, what am I learning from this? That's what Mercury in Scorpio is doing. Jupiter is the great teacher. So Mercury is like, what am I learning from this? What is the lesson that I'm learning? And so this is this opposition. And through this opposition, you could get great realizations. So think that an opposition is like a full moon. When planets conjunct, it's like a new moon. When planets oppose, it's a full moon. Things comes into fruition. And so, this is Sunday. Let's see when Mercury conjuncted Jupiter. Mars conjuncted Jupiter on the 28th of May 2022. So think, what were you initiating in May of 2022, last year, and how is that relating to the process you're going through right now? Because Mars coming to opposition to Jupiter is the fruition of a seed that was planted in May 22, the end of May. But when was Mercury? Mercury in Taurus. Whoa, 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 dude. Where are you going? Oh my god. Let's go back to now. Thank you. And let's go Mercury in Taurus. Where are you, Mercury? Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh, there it is. March. Oh, there it is. Okay. 28th of March. Here on your 4 o'clock. Mercury conjunct Jupiter. And now that I'm looking at this chart, I remind you, those of you who have been here on this journey with me all this time, back then we were talking about the fact that everything passed through Chiron and then Jupiter. Mars went through Chiron and Jupiter. The Moon. Venus went through Chiron and Jupiter. Mercury went through Chiron and Jupiter. So we kept saying, it's like this Chiron, we are learning something about our wounding. And the result of everything passed through Chiron came through Jupiter. So Mercury was conjunct Jupiter in Aries. That was in March of this year. Okay? Mercury conjunct Jupiter in Aries, March of this year. We have created a new big vision for ourselves. This was Aries season. This was the beginning of what was big. So we created a new big vision for ourselves, for a whole new future. Then we take it into the 28th of May. No, sorry, May. First it was Mars. May 22. There it is. Down here on your 7 o'clock. Mars conjunct Jupiter on the 3rd degree of Taurus. There it is. The 29th of May of last year. So Mars came through Jupiter and we initiated some call to action. We want to expand. We wanted to expand. It was in Aries. We wanted to expand ourselves. Mercury conjunct Jupiter, March this year. Now we're going back to now, and I'll take it back to Sunday. I took it back to the full moon time. There it is. So now we come to Sunday, the full moon eclipse in Taurus, and Mars here, Mars and Mercury. It's interesting. Mars conjuncted Jupiter May 22. Mercury conjuncted Jupiter March 23. And now they are both coming together to conjunct each other, and it's almost like Mercury comes to Mars and saying like, hey Mars, you remember what you initiated with Jupiter in May 2022? You remember that you wanted to expand your life into a whole new horizon, to a new place, you wanted to become something better, bigger, wider than you used to be? To see yourself in a whole new way and to learn something on a whole new level? After you've done that, I've passed a few times, because Mercury is doing 3 times, you know? Mercury is like 80 days, 88 days around the sun. So I've passed through Jupiter ongoing, communicating with him about what you've done with him, but the last time was in March of this year, and Jupiter gave me a message for you. And now I'm coming in Scorpio, where is your home, to give together with you, to get that message, to get that understanding, to get that realization, that call to action that we need to take. And we are doing this in the opposition to Jupiter, the fruition of this cycle. So what have we been learning? What did we realize? What did we learn? So if I'm taking it like May 22, I was at the early stages of my family court proceedings. And back then in May 22, I was in the thick of hell. It was the darkest ever. And everything was dying in my world, right? It was like dying. And here I am now saying like, okay, that journey is over. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. I got what I needed to get. I've lost everything else. Where am I going from here? What have I learned about myself? How much did I face? How much did I overcome? How much did I confronted? How much did I shifted? How much did I change? How much of who I used to be is no longer here? Healing center, gone. Many things gone, right? Okay, so I'm just giving you a bit of a personal example. I'll bring it back to you. So what are we learning? What are we realizing? By the way, this full moon eclipse is on my sun. So on Sunday morning, this full moon eclipse is exactly on my sun, squaring my nodes. So I'm like, I know what I'm talking about, put it like that. It's kind of like, okay, the old world is dead. Who we used to be is gone. What we used to do is gone. The wealth of back then is gone. Okay, how are we creating wealth now? How are we expanding from here onwards? Let's let go of this fear. Let's let go of this trauma. Let's let go of this pain. Let's put it all aside. Let's let go of what is no longer here and how sad it is that all you've lost and everything that happened. Blah, 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 blah. Because remember, we come into this full moon eclipse with Venus conjunct Chiron. But now, as this energy develops in the day after the full moon eclipse, pay attention, Venus here is already on the 18 degrees of Virgo. And what is she doing? She's starting to trine Uranus. So this week, the beginning of this week, we had Venus trine Jupiter. Jupiter abundance and great wealth. Venus investment. Bitcoin pumping. Right? Now Venus comes to trine Uranus and there is an exciting development following the full moon eclipse. Exciting development. Breaking free. And so that's why I'm saying that this full moon eclipse, although it's intense, I see it as very positive. Scorpio Taurus, already powerful transformation. In our physical life, in our relationships, health, sexuality, money, income, job. Mercury conjunct Mars. We are getting a message. And it's in Scorpio. It could be from the other side of the veil. We could get a psychic knowing. We could get a psychic understanding. We could get channeling. We could get someone tells us something and they don't even know that they are channeling for us. We realize something. This is good. It's really good. Mars conjunct Mars. But what do we need to be careful here? Scorpio is intense. Scorpio is power struggles. Scorpio is control issues. That's the shadows. Scorpio is manipulation. Lies, deceits. People manipulate other people in order to feel powerful and in control. Why do people manipulate people? Because give them a sense of control. I'm on top of this. So Mars in Scorpio is already like, if it goes fierce, it will be fierce. If it's not in check, if it's not in mastery, it could be abusive. It could be power hungry. It could go to battles. It could go to war. Mars opposition to Jupiter. Jupiter expands everything. So this could magnify and expand our learning, our download, our transformation, realization, transcendence of fears, of pain, of trauma. But it could also magnify Mercury, messages, communication, Mars, war, Scorpio, death. That's the shadow aspect. And we will see that, unfortunately. So you can see Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, Philippines and China, America, Europe, Africa. It's all over the planet. It's all over the planet. And what is people fighting for? Taurus, resources. Jupiter in Taurus, I want to expand my territory. I want to expand my country. I want to expand my resources. This week was the first time in history that China has facilitated the first ever digital yuan trade of oil, which until now was only through the petrodollar. This week, China did the first ever trade of oil through digital yuan, not through the dollar. And the dollar since Reagan 77, 71, was based on petrol. That by itself is showing you something. So yes, we are talking about ourselves, but in the collective, this could, people who are unchecked, people that will facilitate the shadow aspect of this could bring arguments, very feisty, very powerful, very intense. Remember, it's a full moon, so everyone's feeling even more, everyone is going through even more, and people who are unconscious, not so aware, will allow this energy to play through them in their shadow aspect. Their dark side will come out. There might be toxic, Scorpio, toxic arguments, Mercury and Mars, fiery. Social media is gonna be disgusting. I'm not even going there anymore. That's the thing we need to be careful of, not to utilize this energy, not to fall down that trap. That's a trap. The trap into going into very toxic kind of arguments, dynamics. Some people, and if you have people in your life who have tendencies to pick up fights with you, arguments, the narcissist, the psychopath, the sociopaths, all those people, the control freaks, the manipulators, the liars, those who are unconscious, be aware of them. Just know that this could play through them, and just don't entertain that. That's how you will reclaim your power. If you have someone in your life who is a narcissist or a manipulator that is going to try and pick up a fight with you and lie to you and try to pick up on your trauma, play on your trauma narrative, that's what the narcissist is doing. They learn your traumas, and then they know how to pull your trauma strings in order to trigger you into reaction, and then they say, look at you, look how you behave. So it's kind of like they're gonna pinch your nipple, sorry, maybe ladies know, they're gonna pinch your stomach, like full on pinch, and you're gonna scream, Mommy is screaming in my ear. Mom, I screamed because they pinched me. No, I didn't pinch him, he just screamed loud in my ear. Those are kind of the dodgy characters of this energy. So Moon in Taurus is like, hey, baby boy, baby girl, you want to feel safe, you want to feel stable, you want to have a good day, you want to be centered in your love, quality of life, don't fall down that trap. You know the deal. We've just been through the South Node in Libra, we've just been through the square to Pluto, we got instructions, we are no longer doing the past patterns. We are no longer doing the power battles, we are no longer going to be deceived into power battles, dynamics, into fights. No, we're not doing that anymore, sorry. Not entertaining that, sorry. Not entertaining that. No reaction. No reaction is a great action. Because if those who trigger you wants to get your reaction, if you give them no reaction, you are destroying them. So, no, but I need to tell them what I think about what they said. I need to tell them what I think about what they did. That's what could translate as these energies, like Mars conjunct Mercury in Scorpio. I need to speak up and say to you, but it's opposition to Jupiter. But wait a second. This is your old belief system. That you think that whenever someone tells you something, you need to tell them what you think about them because your parents told you that you need to say da 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 da. So it's an old belief system that you used to live by, and it only brings you more chaos and power struggles. But we have realized that we don't want to do that anymore. So there's a conflict of our belief system here with Jupiter. We are kind of like doing this psychic surgery into our belief system in order to be able to break free from that, which is what Venus trine Uranus is offering us. So this is 7:24 a.m. on Sunday is the exact full moon eclipse, and then I want to take to the exact conjunction of Mercury and Mars. The exact conjunction of Mercury and Mars is happening on Monday, Sunday late night, 1:20 to be exactly. Monday 1:07 a.m. So Sunday late night 1:07 a.m. So remember, Sunday early morning 7:24 is the full moon eclipse. Sunday late night at 1:07 a.m. Mercury and Mars conjunct exactly. And so right now From now, the moon is gonna go through Aries, touch base with Chiron, then conjunct Aries and the North Node, again gonna go into Taurus, and at the same time, Mars is moving into the opposition of Jupiter, Mercury is catching up from behind, then we have the full moon eclipse, and then 12, 15, 16 hours later comes the exact conjunction of Mercury and Mars. So it's almost like the full moon eclipse is cooking us, and Mars conjunct Mercury, suddenly something comes up. So again, back to ayahuasca, people have the purge, and as they purge, and after the purge, suddenly comes this healing realization. Suddenly comes the other side of the experience. They manage to cross through that, and as they cross through that, suddenly something is revealed. A new feeling, a new understanding, a new realization. So that's Mars conjunct Mercury, if we use it in the right way. Again, stay away from toxic people, toxic dynamics, don't go into power battles, and don't participate in the collective shitball fight on social media. But this also means declaration of war, statement of war. People will choose to go to war. People will choose to go into a fight. It's like, you hit me, I'm coming for you. You did that to me, I'm revenging. This is kind of what the dark side of this could be. And this is Sunday late night. Now, also on top of that, as this has happened, they conjunct on 11:53 in Scorpio, and Jupiter is 11:08, and the moon will be traveling on top of Jupiter as this is building up. At the exact moment of conjunction, the moon is on 15 degree Taurus already. But for 8 hours before, so all day long, all Sunday is a pickle, okay? Sunday is a pickle. I need to finish the stream soon. And so the moon will be on top of Jupiter, magnifies our embodied feelings even more. We are feeling it, we are embodying it, we are experiencing it in our physical reality. At the same time, Mars comes together with Mercury, boom, and Venus in the background, 19 degrees of Virgo, closing in on the trine to Uranus. So we move in hours later, and then electricity in the air, because now the moon is coming to Uranus. And so the moon is together with Uranus, Monday midday, the midday of Monday, exactly at 11:34 a.m. on Monday, moon conjunct Uranus, as Mars and Mercury together still on the 12th degree, okay? And Venus is already on the 20th degree, 1 degree away from it. So moon conjunct Uranus in a trine to Venus. And again, trine is positive. Venus in Virgo is making changes in our factual basic reality. This full moon eclipse in Taurus is ruled by Venus. So in the same time, we're having the embodiment experiences in our physical reality in Taurus, as the sun in Scorpio is opposing it, and as Mars and Mercury are coming together, Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is in Virgo, closing in on the trine to Uranus, which as we pass the eclipse, the exact time of this will be there we go. The exact trine of Venus to Uranus is on Tuesday night at 11:46 p.m. Venus in Virgo, trine Uranus. This is 2.5 days after the full moon eclipse, and it's all happening simultaneously, as always, remember. And here comes, there's a breakthrough. There is something exciting. So, for example, you are single, you are processing that you're really ready to let go of what you've been carrying from your past relationship, from your previous heartbreak, and you're tuning into this full moon eclipse to really let go of all the hurt and the pain from past heartbreaks and things like that. And Venus trine Uranus, and maybe you meet someone. Uranus rules other people, it's in Taurus, it's in physical reality. Uranus is different generation, younger or older, different culture. Maybe there's an exciting development here. Maybe you lost your job and you were unemployed and you didn't know what to do and you're losing all your money and you're going into debts because you're using your credit cards and you've been paralyzed, and then you decided, you know what, Jupiter in Taurus, you lean on the resources that you already have. You have skills, you have talents, you have abilities. Just use them. Don't be in the fear of the world. Create the heaven on earth in your life. So maybe you got up your ass, you went to do your nail polish, and on the way to the nail polish, you met an old friend that you used to work with 10 years ago, and they told you like, oh my god, we so need someone like you in our company. Would you like to come and try it? And you go like, what? Oh my god, I would love to. And suddenly out of nowhere, you got a friend that wants to bring you into a job place, and she already recommends you, and she thinks great of you, and it's a great job, you love doing that, and suddenly a positive development. Crypto market, Bitcoin, could we keep on pumping? Yes. Could it be exciting? Yes. Altcoin season is coming? Yes. All the altcoins are in the bottom. 2.5 years of downtrend. They are done. They are scraping the bottom of the barrel. So now with Bitcoin pumping, B is taking the lead. First of all, Bitcoin is the king, he's taking the lead. But once Bitcoin cools down and starting to move a bit sideways, allowing the indicators to catch up, this is where traders flock into altcoins, and suddenly altcoins having like boom, 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 fireworks. So could we have exciting development in the altcoins that we are holding for so long? Absolutely. Do I see it coming? Yes. Do I recommend people buying shitcoins? No. But some coins will do well, and it's gonna be a short term for now, not necessarily a long term. It's gonna be a nice recovery pump. We're gonna feel great about it, and there's movements. The market is in cycles. So this is Venus trine Uranus. By then the moon is in Gemini already. Mercury is past Mars, is now on the 14 degree, 13 degree. And then basically that's the main things I wanted to talk to you about. It's 9:57 anyway, I need to finish this stream. So let me attend the chat room for a moment. Alice, I love your planet characters. Thank you for being so entertaining and putting in every understanding. Thank you, Alice. I love doing that, so I love it. And that's what I love. Because let's be honest, the energy is intense, the world is intense, there's plenty of reasons to be afraid. I myself have my own fears to entertain, my family, my beloveds. There's a lot going on in our lives. Everyone are challenged to the max. We are tired, we are exhausted, we are challenged, and we just need to keep on, uplift ourselves, just pick ourselves up, just keep on moving forward, keep on doing our best, and just don't worry about the big world. Focus on your life. What are you building? What are you creating? The old world is breaking apart, but the new world is emerging. So remember that in the back of your head. Don't just think that the old world is breaking apart and that's it. It's breaking apart as the new world is emerging. So focus on you, on your life, on your family, on your beloveds, and reach out if you need to reach out, and take care of yourself, and just get your shit in order. Brother Steven, good to see your name. Lots of love to you, brother. And Dana, you're welcome. Thank you. So thank you all so much for being here with me. Thank you for your support. Press like on the movie, subscribe to the channel, that helps a lot. Spread it to your friends and family, that helps a lot too. If you want to join us for sound healing meditation this coming Saturday night, the 28th of October, 7 p.m. here, yoga, full moon eclipse in Taurus, sound healing meditation, very powerful energy. Come and join me. I would love to help you. Booking link is in the blur below. If you need private healing sessions in this Scorpio season, I'm more than happy to help you dig deep and transform. Come and see me. Book yourself in through the booking link as well. If you want to join our community, join our patreon.com/healingdelight. If you don't want to join the community but you want the sound healing meditation, you can also download that, purchase it through the patreon.com/healingdelight. That will be posted on Saturday night or on Sunday morning. We will see how I'm planning it. And I'm wishing you all a liberating, transformative full moon eclipse in Taurus. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. Stay positive, spread love, don't feed the war machine, don't feed the fear. Just keep on doing your thing. Thank you, Ma'am Ritanya Mantra. And we'll finish again with the Savage, which has been entertaining us all this time with this beautiful track of it's called Anikuani Savage, a bit of shamanic electronic medicine. So lots of love to you people, and thank you for your support. Be good. We'll see you next week. Peace. Transform that darkness into light, baby. Transform that fear into love. Let the past die and create a new future with love.